Enemy UAV overhead.
On me, you done. Launching them.
Oh, I can't kill him. I really can't kill him. Oh my god. I need to reevaluate.
Oh, I was
I was.
dude.
Are you? I was rezzing or not laying. I was. Oh! Anyway.
So, yeah, let's get into this video. What's going on, guys? FRESKO here, and welcome back to another video. So today's video, we're going to be talking about video games. Controllers to be exact. So this project started out as practice. As you guys know, I want to get better as an artist. So of course, practicing and exercising comes along with that. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to practice hands. And I thought to myself, what can I do? So I had this reference photo here, back from years ago, saved in my camera roll. And I thought, why not use this? I like video games, and I like it has hands in it. So it's perfect for this practice or this exercise. And that's what I did. And it actually turned out to be a dope little project. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Let's talk some video games and let's watch some drawings. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's go. But wait, before we get into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more content planned on coming out, so if you like what I'm doing, if you like the direction I'm going in, please hit that subscribe button. So now, let's get into that video. Let's go. Alright guys, let's get into these videos. I'm gonna go in chronological order of when these games were released. So we'll start off with the OG, the Atari. Now me personally, I haven't had too much experience with the Atari. It came out before I was born, so my personal experience with Atari isn't that well versed. I've heard about it. I've seen a couple of clips of people playing games on Atari, but I've never personally played it. But you gotta pay respects to the OG. So had to start off with the Atari. It's one of the first major game systems to come about. Now me personally, I wouldn't consider myself a gamer, but games have definitely been a part of my life. So it was cool to go back and do these controllers and and get the memories back from things that I used to do when I was younger. Still in the games now, but not as much as I used to be. But yeah, this is the exercise to practice hands. So it was perfect for me to do this. It was a great exercise to get different angles, because the hands are pretty much the same as you'll see coming up, but to get like the different angles and to just little tweaks in there to change up the look of the hand to make it work with the piece was really cool for me, and it was really good exercise, honestly. I'm happy with how they came out. Of course, I want the hands to look better. To me, in all the pieces, the hands are too big, a little out of proportion, but hey, we'll work on that later on. I'll keep practicing hands and get better at it. Again, this is my first time, well, not my first time, but this is still me getting used to Procreate, etc. So hope you guys like that one. Let's move on to the next. Alright, we're on to the next one here. Now this is where I get into my personal experiences with games, because this was my first gaming system that I remember using or playing. The Nintendo, the regular old 2-button controller Nintendo was my first gaming system that I played, or that I was able to remember playing. My favorite game on there was, of course, Mario. Mario was the best Nintendo game ever. It's the most simple game ever, but it was so much fun to play, especially at that time. And of course, Mario is still a classic. So that is my fondest memory of this Nintendo system. I do remember a couple of other games like the Simpsons game. I don't know if people remember that, where it had Bart. You can like skate down the castle. It was fun. But the Simpsons game was one that I liked on Nintendo. Let's see, what's another good one that I can remember. I can't remember too many games. I do remember having to like blow in the cartridges, or was that Super Nintendo? It was one of those. You had to like blow in the cartridge, beat the game up just to get it to work. That was fun too. I think that was Super Nintendo though, but Nintendo games were definitely fun. Mario is a classic. You can't go wrong with that. And again, for me, this is my first experience personally with video games, and this is kind of what introduced me to the world of video games here. So of course I got much love for the Nintendo. Alright, so let's get into this next one here. Now this one is going to be the Sega controller. Now I didn't have a Sega. I was a Nintendo guy. So I didn't have a Sega, but a couple of my friends had Segas and family members had Segas. One that I can remember in particular is I had a cousin and we went to California to visit family out there, and they had a Sega Genesis, and we were playing the game, and the youngest daughter, all she did was just press the reset button on the Sega console, and when the game started over, it says Sega. And she would love that. Like, she loved that. She did that like at least 100 times. I thought she was gonna break the game personally, but hey, it wasn't my system, so I didn't care. But that's my fondest memory of a Sega Genesis. Now the best game I think on Sega is Sonic. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, that is my biggest, fondest memory of the Sega Genesis. Alright, on to the next one. Now this one's a little different than the rest of the games. This was like the first handheld gaming system, the Game Boy. Now looking back at it, this fat old big gaming mini console with a single color screen was the stuff back then. I mean, Game Boys were the thing for a while. My sister had one. I don't think I personally had one, but since she had one, of course I played it. But the only game I really remember playing on Game Boy was Tetris, and Tetris was a fun game to play. It was really fun. But I don't remember too many other games for Game Boy. But I do remember playing it, and I do remember it being the first like handheld gaming system where you can take it with you and go anywhere and play the game. So that was pretty cool to see that evolve. But of course the games weren't that good, and the only thing I really remember playing on there was Tetris. So yeah, that's the Game Boy. On to the next one. Now this one here, judging by if you can't tell by the controller already, is a Super Nintendo. This was, of course, I was a Nintendo guy, so this was my system here that I really liked and really got into. We started getting a little more advanced with the Super Nintendo. It had 4 buttons instead of 2 from the Nintendo, so had a little bit more options there. But my favorite game on Super Nintendo, I think it was so many. I think Donkey Kong was my favorite game on Super Nintendo. I probably played that the most. Then during that time, that was probably my favorite. Now, one of my biggest memories of a Super Nintendo was the game, trying to get them to work and beating that system up. boy, we used to take the games, blow all in them, slap the game cartridges everywhere. It was just all kind of remedies, and you just had to get it to work. You would slap it into the system, you would slam it down to the system, had to start it, make sure to see if it worked. It didn't work, turn it off, take it out, do a repeat, slap the cartridge, blow in it, slap it into the system again, try to turn it on, see if it worked. Nah. So that's probably my biggest memory from the Super Nintendo, more than actually playing the games. But I really enjoyed it. It was better than the Nintendo, and it was what it is. But that's probably my fondest memory of a Super Nintendo, was the games and actually getting them to work. All right, let's get into my favorite gaming system of them all, the PlayStation, the OG. This gaming system here is probably what I went the hardest on. I really got into games during this time, because this was like my pre-teens, teenage years. So I was going really hard with PlayStation games. My favorite PlayStation game was so many. I mean, I played so many, from Final Fantasy 7, Metal Gear Solid, to Twisted Metal. I mean, the list goes on and on how many games played on PlayStation. This was the one right here. But one game I do remember on PlayStation, my fondest PlayStation memories, is NFL Game Day. I think like 97 or something. Oh man, me and my sister would play that game, and she would beat me every freaking time, and I would get so mad. I think that was the first remnants of gamer rage I've ever had. But man, it was a good time, and I love the PlayStation to death. Alright, on to the Nintendo 64. Now, I didn't have a Nintendo 64, but a couple of my friends did, and there were some games on there that I liked. Now, of course, I was a PlayStation guy, so I was a little biased, but Nintendo 64 was cool. I personally just didn't like the controller. It was awkward. It was just weird. It was just a weird controller to me. So I gravitated towards the PlayStation. But Nintendo 64 did have some great games. One in particular, GoldenEye. Oh man, I had a friend that had GoldenEye. We would play on that game for hours and hours and hours. It really introduced me to that shooting game, and it was the best thing ever. You had that golden gun and go. But they had other good games like Star Fox, stuff like that. But the Nintendo 64 GoldenEye is that game for me. I love it. Alright, so on to the next one. This here controller is for the Gamecube. Now I say that with like a snarl on my face, because I don't like the Gamecube. Never did. Never played the Gamecube. Never really liked the games for it. It just wasn't it. I think the furthest I got with playing the Gamecube is playing a little demo thing in the stores when they used to have the demo stations for video games. I don't know if y'all remember those. We used to sit in the toy store for hours just playing this video game, the demo mode. I think that's the furthest I got with playing the Gamecube. I don't even remember playing it for real. But hey, it's there. It was one of those classic systems, so I had to put it there. Alright, last but not least is the Xbox. Now the Xbox, I didn't really play that much. As I said before, I'm a PlayStation guy, true, so I don't really mess with the Xbox for real. But the original, the OG Xbox, my friend did have an Xbox, and I played that a lot. And the game we played on the Xbox the most was Halo. Man, I think I played hundreds of hours of Halo. We beat that game at least 2 or 3 times, just playing it over and over. Halo was a very fun game. It was a good game to play, and I really enjoyed it a lot. But I think that's the only thing I ever played seriously on Xbox. But it's a good system. I'm just a PlayStation guy, and I'm loyal to the game. So Xbox is cool, but I'm a PlayStation guy. Well, thanks again guys for watching that video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below what's your favorite video game system and if you have any good memories with them. I'm looking forward to seeing those. Oh, also follow me on Instagram at FRESKO. I try to post on there daily, post artwork on there daily. It keeps you more up to date with what I have going on, and it's a little bit more fun and interactive than YouTube. So follow me there, and also check out my website www.artbyfresco.com. You can buy prints there, from small, medium, large canvas prints, and it ships to you across the nation and worldwide. So yeah, check that out. Well, alright y'all, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, keep gaming out there. Holla.